You're listening to the Wool Academy podcast. This is episode number 12. Hello and welcome. My name is Elisabeth van Delden, and once a week we talk to an industry expert from the wool industry supply chain from farm to fashion and beyond, delivering strategies and insights to be successful in wool and showcasing those beautiful stories wool has to tell. Today on the show we have Galina Witting. Galina was born in Russia and grew up in Switzerland. She is the co-founder of Baabuk, a company manufacturing wonderful boots and sneakers out of 100% wool felt. At Baabuk, Galina is responsible for sales, marketing and communications. She's also behind the development of new collections, manages all administrative tasks and is in charge of the accounting. Welcome Galina, so wonderful to talk to you today.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I know you're very busy. Having a startup, I think you never stop. But I'm so happy to have you. And let's just get started by you telling us a little bit more about your business, Baabuk.
So Baabuk is a Swiss startup. We produce and distribute wool, shoes and accessories. Basically, we have two main shoe lines. We have indoor and outdoor shoes. Indoor shoes are slippers. They are handmade, entirely handmade, and outdoor shoes are sneakers and boots. And the first line, we produce them here in our own atelier in Nepal, and the second line, we outsource the production here in Europe, and we just distribute them.
Okay, sounds wonderful. And how did you come up with the idea for Baabuk?
So it was a long time ago. Actually, it was Christmas, and my parents brought a pair of Russian traditional shoes, which are called valenki, from Russia as a present for Christmas. So these valenki are basically boots. So in Russia, everybody knows them. People wear them as for I don't know, hundreds of years. As protection from the famous Siberian cold. So at the beginning it was kind of a joke, and then we tried them and we found them very comfortable. And here in Switzerland we also have snow and mountains, and we thought it might be also a good idea for our market. So this was the beginning.
Okay. And how did you come up then with the name Baabuk?
So Baabuk, as I said, the Russian name is Valenki, but we thought it's maybe difficult to pronounce and to remember. So we invited a lot of friends to our chalet in the mountains, and we had a long dinner. And in the morning, I woke up and I saw on the blackboard I saw written Baabuk, and it's a mix between babushka, which means grandmother in Russia, and the ba, the sound of the sheep.
Okay, that's wonderful. I like that story. And you just mentioned that you did your first collection in Nepal. How did you come to that destination for your production?
So we spent 4 years in Asia. So my husband had an assignment in Indonesia, and we moved as a family. So I quit my job and we moved together to Jakarta. And this is when I thought again about these winter shoes, Valenki, and I thought that I don't want to stay just housewife at home, and this might be the good moment to try to do something myself, and then at some point, so we grow. The company grew little by little. We hired one person, two person, then we finished with a 10 employee in our atelier. And the first years we learned a lot about how to work with wool and how to make the shoes. And then we thought it's maybe a good moment to move back to Europe and to talk about our brand and our products to our clients. And we looked in the region, and we found that in Nepal they know the wool, they do other products with wool, and we decided to move our atelier there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because people have an expertise in wool, and they have wool there also. So this was the decision, why we
Okay.
took this decision.
And where did you source your wool from?
So we sourced the wool since back in Jakarta from New Zealand. It is New Zealand and Australia. They are the producer of wool in the southeast, like in this area of in this region.
Mm-hmm.
We also looked for the local wool, but unfortunately we couldn't find good quality for us, and also we were not sure that, like, the wool that we use it has to be cleaned and prepared, and we were not sure about how the local wool was prepared,
Mm-hmm.
actually. So we didn't want it to be like washed in the river with a lot of chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to make sure that the wool is prepared in the right way for us to use it.
Okay.
So for the moment, in Nepal we use the wool from New Zealand, but in Portugal it comes from Portugal. It's a Portuguese wool.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Wonderful. And tell me a little bit more about your business. So, what would you say is your number one challenge in your business today?
So number one challenge today is I think in terms of demand, uh, we are in a niche market because we manufacture shoes made out of wool, but there is a lot of interest for our product. So the challenge wouldn't be the demand, but more the offer. We have two different production centers that work in different ways. One is our own atelier, the other one is a supplier. And to align our offer in terms of production capacities and speed for us now is challenging because we are a small structure, and we need a lot of organization to make it work, actually.
Yeah, I think that's always where startup struggle is, where you're
Yes,
still growing
exactly.
and you need to invest at the same time. Yeah, I can totally understand, as I'm also just starting out and I face similar issues. And going back a little bit more to your brand,
Yes.
who is your target group of Baabuk shoes? And also maybe talk a little bit about the understanding and knowledge that your target group has about wool.
So our target group is are people, I would say middle-aged people, so 30 to 45-year old. Um, we we have some competitors that target more younger generations or older generations, and we really wanted to bring it back um, to this middle age people. So from my understanding, the wool was trendy before, so there were a lot of clothes made out of wool. I'm talking about like 100 years ago, and with the new fabrics, maybe synthetic fabrics or cotton, we forgot about wool, and there is this perception that wool is a little bit old-fashioned. But actually, when we show our products to younger people, they are also interested. And when we explain about how good the wool is and what are the properties of the wool, they are interested. I think it's just a question of information. So our challenge is to position our product to, like, as I said, younger people, like middle-aged people.
Yeah, no, I think, I totally agree that it's very important to educate consumers again. So you're right that we have forgotten how wonderful wool is. But tell me a little bit how you, or maybe go a little bit deeper on how you educate consumers about the benefits of wool. And I think I also saw on your website that you even show quite in detail the manufacturing process of your products. So why do you do that? And tell us a little bit more about that.
So, well, we show our production process to explain that that the pair of shoes that we do is actually a knowledge. It's not so easy. So it takes time. It takes kind of expertise that we also developed during the 3-4 years that since we started Baabuk. So today I think people are used to see a lot of products and brands around them, and not always see the story behind where it was made, how it was made. And I think it's important sometimes to just explain step by step how long does it take to bring some products to the shelves, that there are people behind, that there is a knowledge behind, and that it's good for the consumers to be aware of this.
Yeah, we just talked about the importance of explaining how things are made, and that consumers are looking more and more for this kind of provenance. And I also noticed that you also talk about the sustainability aspect of wool. And tell me a little bit about how this is also important for your brand and for your target group.
Wool is a sustainable product because actually the sheep give 2 times a year the wool, and the only thing that you need to do is just to take this wool to prepare it and then to use it. So I believe more and more people today are looking for this kind of product. It's important to them that the things that they use, that they wear, the thing that they do have less impact around them. And I believe wool is just perfect for this. So when we started our project, we didn't know all this about wool. So we worked with wool, and little by little we discovered all these qualities. And we would like to continue because it fits perfectly with where we want to go.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I agree totally with you that more and more consumers do find it important that what they do and what they wear, etc., is sustainable, and I think wool can play an important part in that. So thank you for that. And can you also give us a little more insights about what drives sales at Baabuk? So how do you get people to come to your website and make purchases? What is important there?
We sell online. We also sell in partners boutique. The sales that are driven online are, as I said before, we have the two different lines of product. Both lines we launched through Kickstarter. We did 2 Kickstarter campaign, and this was the beginning. So the first campaign we launched, it was kind of surprise. We prepared the video, and we launched it, and suddenly a lot of people came to our website and started talking about Baabuk. So we realized that Kickstarter crowdfunding platform are a good communication tool. It's a good also market analyzing tool, so you can estimate what product works, what product doesn't work, which model in which color, and it also a huge help for to finance the production. So this was the beginning. So this is where Baabuk started to be known by the end consumers. And then from there, we put in place our sales strategy. And as I said, today we sell online and offline, so in the boutiques.
Okay, and because you are selling, I think your main outlet is probably the online platform.
Yes.
And I always think back to the beginning of e-commerce that people said, "Oh, but nobody will ever buy clothes and shoes online." But actually, now you see many companies selling shoes quite successfully online. And why do you think it works? And also, do you do something in particular to make it easy for your customers to choose the right shoes for them?
So on our website, you can find this size chart. So this is a size chart that we took some time to prepare. We always, at the beginning, we're always asking for feedback from our clients. Is it the right size, not the right size? We exchange the sizes, so little by little we know that our size chart is working. We also communicate to our client the centimeters. So it's not just about the size number, it's about centimeters. They can measure their feet. And we would like to put in place more tools to reinsure the client and to give them not only the length of the feet, but also the volume and the breadth. But this is something that we are currently putting in place, and I hope it will be available in the near future.
Yeah, okay, that's very interesting. And what also struck me on your website is the amount of pictures you have of each product. I think it's almost 360 degree in images, and they're also very vibrant colors. And I think that's also very important of how you communicate or show and showcase the product. So I love that, especially about your website. And I also see that you are very active on social media. So can you tell us a little bit more how you use social media for Baabuk?
So social media is very important for us. It presents the brand, and as you said, through pictures you can tell where we want to go and to which client we address our offer. So we plan our communication. There are different subjects that we would want to develop, and we do it month by month. It's always about the qualities of the wool, our life, so the startup life, the challenges that we are facing, and the presentation of the product.
So you are, I guess, how I understand what you're saying is that you showcase different aspects of your business. So not only the product, but also the business sides behind the scenes to make the brand more compelling. Yeah, no, I think that's a very good way of promoting your business. And we'll also make sure to link to all your different social media sites in our show notes because, you have a lot of different accounts. And tell me, how difficult is it to keep all these different social media accounts active? Because obviously they're very content hungry. And I think a lot of people sometimes struggle having so many different accounts. So is there a way to tackle that in a very efficient way?
Well, we have different accounts, but as you said, for the moment, for us, it's we we selected the main channels where we communicate, but we don't do it the same way through all the channels. So the main channels are our website, the Facebook, and Instagram, and this is where we are more active. And as I said, it's something that we plan ahead every month, and we try to schedule different communication ahead. But there is always, you need to answer some comments, you need to answer some questions. So there is I think every day we have to be to say something, or to be active on the different social media. So it's a daily work.
Yeah, I think that's really a challenge for a lot of companies to just stay consistent, but that's the most important, to be there, show up regularly on social media and talk about your key messages. And well, that is, I guess, one challenge, but tell us, maybe also going back in time when you started Baabuk, what was the biggest challenge when you started with your company?
I think there are many challenges. I think I would like more to talk about the key learnings.
Yeah, no problem.
That I took away.
Yeah, no, that's helpful. Yeah.
So for me, looking back, what was the most important is to remain optimist, and if you have an idea, if you believe in it, just go ahead. Just like jump into the cold water without thinking too much, and do what you think is right. So there are always people that will criticize, that will try to challenge you, but if you think it's the right thing, just go for it. I think what differentiates the entrepreneur from other people is this aspect, is to remain positive and motivated about your business. And the other key learning for me is choose with whom you work. So for me, in my case, we have a family business, so it's my husband and I, and I know that I can count on my partner. We speak the same language, we have a similar backbone, but he's different, and he has something that I don't have, and we complement each other also. So this is very important.
Yeah, I love that, what you say, because often also, I mean, in marriage, people are sometimes saying that they're looking for this kind of the same person that they are, but actually we win much more if we take each other's differences and add them together, and then to achieve that, and then to apply that to business, I think is even more wonderful. So well done on that. I guess what is interesting is that you came to the wool industry from an outside, and that's how I understand that you didn't really have connections within the wool industry. And how did you find that? Were you welcomed? Did the wool industry help you with your startup, or is there somewhere where you could say, "Oh, we could work much better, closer together, if there were more collaboration to make startups like yourself that have very innovative brands successful?"
So yes, we came to the wool industry from another area, and also we started our company in Switzerland. And in Switzerland, you have a lot of startups and you receive support, but it's more into the technical area and less in fashion. So for us, we could only count on ourselves. So it was hard to find, for example, wool producers to find wool sources for us, knowing that we could not find it within our country. We had to look outside. Yes, now I don't know if it's more related to the wool industry or to the structure that we have here in our country.
Yeah, no, and yeah, I think it's probably a lot of things, and a startup always needs a lot of extra support. So I think that's also why we do this podcast with companies like Baabuk, is to give a platform and better understanding of these kind of innovative brands, because they are very important for the future of the wool industry. So thank you so much for sharing all of your story. I really appreciate it. And as I said, we will link to your website, baabuk.com. And also you have provided a link for your Kickstarter campaign. We will also link to that in the show notes. So thank you once again, Galina. It was wonderful to talk to you. And
Thank you very much.
I would wish you much success for Baabuk. I think it's wonderful what you do. And otherwise, have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you, and bye-bye. We hope you enjoyed this interview with Galina Witting from Baabuk. If you want to find out more about Galina and her brand Baabuk, visit our show notes at elisabethvandelden.com/012. Once again, elisabethvandelden.com/012. All Wool Academy listeners are in for a special treat today. Baabuk is offering a 10% discount on all items until the 28th of February 2017. Just type in the promo code Baabuk Trial during the checkout process and benefit from this great offer. Once again, the promo code is Baabuk Trial, all in one word, but with the B of Baabuk and the T of Trial written in capitals. In other words, that is capital B, double A, B-U-K, capital T-R-I-A-L. I really recommend that you check out the Baabuk website, as they have beautiful wool sneakers, boots and other wool accessories, and with this promo code you can benefit from a 10% discount until the 28th of February 2017. Don't want to miss out on any of the future episodes? Then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher, and also like us on Facebook at Elisabeth Van Delden. Thank you and see you next week.